All right, traders, watch this video for Tuesday, April 9th. Another narrow range, very, very low volume, very, very slow day. I think we did a good job in chat of finding a few nice winners. Show you a couple of those real quick. If you weren't in chat today, Riot doesn't look like much, but just called it as an opening range breakout. We had Friday's high just above. It's kind of a recent high flyer, and Bitcoin was strong at the moment, and there was a clean seller on the tape at 470. I actually got filled right at 470. You know how we teach you in the course to try to be the last one to buy it at that number, the first one to buy it a penny above. I got filled right at 470 as that seller was getting taken out, and over the course of just 10 minutes, we got a nice move to almost 490, and that doesn't seem like much, but man, in today's market, I'll take a 20-cent move on a $4 stock at this point. It's so dead. Let me turn that off. And then VTL, I had mentioned early on. I'll show you 2-minute candles. This was the big one here. I mentioned it early on that I like this back over the high. I identified a seller at the high of day at 57 or 58 cents. Can't remember. And then it ticked away, and I started looking at something else. And then JS, she posted some great alerts in chat. She said, hey, VTL opening range breakout idea, which is just through the high, right? Huge mover on Friday, kind of a quiet opening range. So there's nothing tricky here. A lot of people think day trading setups have to be tricky. There's nothing tricky at all here. It was just an opening range breakout, 58-cent entry, and it went pretty quickly through 90 cents. That's a huge percentage gain, and a great last-second reminder by JS. So teamwork's working. What are we watching for tomorrow? NBEV. Really nice move. I actually... You know where I took this today if you weren't there? I'm trying to figure out where I took it. It was after this. I took it right here on this 520 touch. I didn't get it all day before then. I had a couple ideas that I missed them, right? So my only trade in NBEV was literally 627, I think is where I got filled. I was bidding right at the 520, just looking for that first touch. And it went, up, I don't know, 26 cents from there. Anyway, I don't know what I made on it, a little over $100 or something, but unbelievable. I was watching this all day. Oh, by the way, another bid I put on this one was after it broke 6. You had this nice cup and handle here, and then it broke 6, and I didn't want to be, I just didn't believe that the first break of 6 was going to go. And I was bidding in the buy zone down here. I missed it by, I think, 5 cents, and then that was the lowest it ever got. But, that first 6 flush right into that buy zone, even if you missed the entire early move, that's a great bid right there, and it ripped from there. So anyway, long story short, I got one stinking trade in NBEV. But back to the daily, with this kind of volume and a strong close, and expanded their distribution agreement with Walmart or something like that. And I believe sometime in 2019, a lot of you know the NBEV story better than I do. I think they're going to actually introduce a CBD infused beverage. I'm going to get flooded with emails if they've already done so. I don't think they have. But anyway, so this might have marked a bottom for NBEV, especially if they've got that other news coming out. So that one's got to go on watch. TNXP. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So this pop back here, it came back down. This pop here came back down. Went out today kind of at its highs. I do have it on long watch. I'm certainly not in love with it. And it's so slow out there. IGC was kind of being billed today as an NBEV sympathy play. And it's really not in breakout territory. A little bit of extra volume today, but I'll have it on watch. I just, it's still got a lot of stuff to overcome before I think it could really get going. But you never know. Anything can happen. And speaking of which, SEAL also is just chopping sideways, but trying to curl up. So I kind of view this last 3 or 4 sessions as building support, and it's trying to curl up out of it. I'm not in love with this one either. Drop car, part of me can't even believe I have this on watch, but it seems to have found support at the 250 area, and then nice volume today. So maybe this thing's done going down. And if it's done going down, maybe the next logical move is up. So nice volume today and a fairly strong close. I'm going to have it on watch. Again, a broken record tonight, right? I am not in love with it. YRIV had this nice 2-day pop, then a red day, then today gapped down but closed green. So you kind of argue that's a little flag pattern there. Had massive volume a couple sessions ago, so we'll keep it on watch. AYTU, I like the chart here. Pop back here, another one back here, and then it had a big seller this day at $2 and came back down and it's curling back up. Love this through 2. Had a big seller all day today at 195, which it never broke. The chart looks good through 2, and it's had some decent news blurbs recently. So it goes on watch. CIFS, still a handsome chart to me. You had this pop, and it's kind of flagging right below the whole number 4, but I kind of think we need some decent China news. If that happens, something like some positive China trade talks blurb or something, this is going to be my go-to because it's the best looking chart out of the China plays that I've looked at. Anyway, all right, SELB, again, popped back here, topping out at 334, and it's kind of getting a little bit of extra volume last couple days and curling up. Today's high was 314, maybe over that. It could push through that 334. I don't love that one either. Broken record. ALT, also another obscure one. But after this gap up, it came back down again. Building support and a nice attempted breakout here. Right back into support. Another attempt right back down. Another attempt today. Held up a little better. So if it takes out today's high over 330, I look at this high right here at 3. I'm going to round up to 334. And over that, maybe a mini breakout. Again, not in love with it. And then NM, which is a thin stock too. It's only traded 249,000 today. You could kind of call this back here, and I'm going all the way back to early January. It hit 365. Then 3 sessions ago, it hit 368. I feel like I've got something wrong there. You know, that's right. Okay. 365. It briefly broke this 365 here and hit 368. Pulled back and then kind of curling right back up. It's got a strong chart, but you know, I've watched this on a couple days that I've had it on watch, and I could never find a clean setup because it's so thin. So this might be my least amount of affection I've had for one of my watch lists in a while, but it's only because it's dead out there. And recognizing that, hopefully, will keep you out of trouble. I think it's definitely keeping me out of trouble, right? I took a couple trades today and didn't take size on any of them, you know, and made a few bucks, but I'm not going to get rich in this market, right? And knowing that is half the battle. Knowing that there's times when you trade that, you know, foot on the gas, everything's working, these setups are booming. That's when you make your money because you're always going to have lulls, and lulls, that's hard to say, and we have that right now, right? So foot off the gas, trade smaller, take what the market gives you. And Wayne and I were talking today, and he basically said he looked at, you know, he keeps meticulous notes, and he looked at his tracker from last year, and we pretty much had a lull around Easter time, spring break time last year as well in market volume. So that made me feel better because maybe it's a trend that I just never really noticed. Maybe this little window each year is just dead, and I feel better about it because it is just dead out there. All right, but we'll be in front of our screens every day. We'll find some trades. All right, I'm done babbling. See you guys tomorrow.